Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's NGS cast between Piecemeal and Arrogant Nephalem. I am Mystic, and with me tonight is Monkus.
Hello, everybody.
Looking forward to this one. It has been an exciting day here in NGS already, especially with the new XP changes going live literally as of today.
Yeah, I wish I had been one of the intelligent people who decided, hey, you know what? Let's schedule our game on Monday so we don't have to worry about all that stuff.
Yeah,
My team's
definitely.
playing tomorrow.
Ooh. Well, it'll be interesting to see how teams adjust on the fly to this. Hopefully, some teams hit up the PTR beforehand and they aren't losing too much XP throughout this. But while we're waiting
I
on
don't know.
everybody to filter in here, you know a little bit about Arrogant Nephalem, Monkus. Why don't you give us a quick rundown?
Sure thing. Well, tonight I'm looking at who is online in the lobby. We have Segatai, the tank of Arrogant Nephilim. He plays a pretty good Garrosh, pretty good Johanna. I think he's pretty well rounded when it comes to tanks. I don't think one is particularly the best at. Null Pointer's their healer. He plays a wide variety of heals. I think maybe Kane and Malfurion are among his best. Trave is pretty well known for his Jaina play and his mage antics.
Yeah,
The Kilden is their flex player. I think Kime is the last spot, and he's kind of a Malthael main who handles the offlane.
excellent. I look forward to seeing it. It looks like here on the side of Piecemeal, no Odd Thought in the roster, at least for game one. I see him hanging out in chat here. Let's see if he comes in to make an appearance later. But looking at their stats from last season, looks like they are fans of the Jaina, the Lucio, Muradin, and Greymane, with their most played maps being Dragonshire, Towers of Doom, and Volskaya. And Volskaya being and Towers being on their highest win rates as well. So we'll see where we end up tonight. We are starting tonight on Infernal Shrines. Let's go ahead and flip over to the maps here while we're waiting. Our bands tonight on the side of Piecemeal were Brax's Holdout and Volskaya Foundry, with Arrogant Nephilim banning out Cursed Hollow and Sky Temple. I went blank there for a second.
Those bands make sense to me. Sky Temple and Cursed are the two biggest maps. If a team likes that macro advantage, then it's a good two maps to get them off their comfort zone there. And Volskaya and Braxis have very similar sort of fight around that bunched point sort of play styles.
Yeah, definitely. Not a fan of Sky Temple myself. I am a fan of Braxis back when I played the mages, but not going that route this season. We'll see what happens there. We are waiting on our fifth here for Arrogant Nephilim. They said he just logged in, so we'll be getting started shortly. Your opinions on Infernal Shrines, though? What are you looking for going into this one?
Well, I was thinking a little bit, and then I remembered that this, since I don't play this map that much, this is Ragnaros's probably his best map in the game. And I know that Arrogant Nephilim has a couple of Ragnaros players that they can bust out and use here. Ragnaros can control that point pretty easily with Molten Core, and with the changes to the experience, Lava Wave has even more value than before.
Definitely, Lava Wave being one of the best abilities for catching that wave clear now, whereas other heroes such as Asmodan, they're suffering a bit after these changes, with the last hit not really working out for the demons in his favor.
Right. It's something that I really wish they would change to make it so that any sort of killing blow would suck in that experience. But maybe some feedback will change that.
Hopefully.
And the other thing I would say is don't be surprised to see Alex Straza or Anna both be highly contested here. Alex Straza because she controls the points extremely well with Dragon Queen, and Anna because she counters Alex.
Definitely. Some other in regards to the XP changes, a couple other heroes that are going to be interesting if they show up, and we may not see them tonight. But Abathur and Vikings are definitely two that have to stay on their game now, more so with these orbs.
I kind of feel like they have both been relegated to garbage tier.
Avatar can at least still soak through his hat and can jump around that way. And if he's feeling brave, he can get out of his lane. Vikings gonna have to play a lot more out in the open.
Yes, but if Avatar is soaking with his hat like that, then he's only soaking one lane and he's not helping the 4-man.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with those heroes as these XP changes keep rolling on. It is Kime for their 5th. So we will be getting started here very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Stick with us. Get ready to go on to Infernal Shrines picked by Arrogant Nephalem. I'm sorry, Piecemeal.
Infernal Shrines is one of the top 2 most popular maps in NGS.
Definitely. This is one that we played a lot on last season. I see a lot of teams that enjoyed this map as well.
It's this map and Spider Queen, or Spider Queen.
It's Tomb, yeah. Tomb, one of my least favorite maps myself. But it looks like both teams are giving their readies, so we're just waiting on them to kick off the match. We'll be getting started here any minute now. Hang out. Let's have some fun. And we'll see what people are going to think after this draft. We'll see if the Ragnaros comes out. We'll see if Alex and Anna get contested. Maybe something crazy like some Kerrigan dig out for those shrine control or shrine clear. We'll see.
I haven't seen Kerrigan in a while. I feel like she takes a lot of setup to get her to really work.
But it is Div C and NGS, so you never know what you're going to see.
This is true.
It only gets crazier one division down.
I do think that having a very strong front line is more important now than ever because you have to get those orbs. You have to have somebody be able to step up.
Yeah, definitely. And here we go, jumping into the draft here in a second. First pick will be going over to Arrogant Nephalem. So looking at the Piecemeal stats, if you're looking to ban things out, looks like you might be looking at Jaina, Muradin, maybe even Lucio, just from what they played last season. But it's a new season, things change, teams change, and the meta has definitely changed since last season. For instance, Junkrat being first banned material now.
Junkrat got some major buffs in some of the more recent patches where he skyrocketed up the pick ban list. He's definitely first ban material, especially on shrines.
Oh yeah, and some other recent heroes that got some interesting buffs: Nazebo and Zagara. Nazebo's spider build now being incredibly strong, even in the early game.
The reason why they got buffed is because they got kind of screwed by the XP changes.
Yeah, poor Asmodan. But we got Johanna as the second ban. Makes sense here. Very popular hero on this map. And Sylvanas, the second one, another hero who recent changes and buffs. That dagger build is shredding teams lately.
I think her Q build is still her best choice personally. And Sylvanas is sort of that force magnifier hero where if you start to get a little bit ahead, she turns it into a major advantage.
Definitely.
And there's the Malthael ban. It is definitely targeted on Kime. I wouldn't be surprised to see an early Jaina pick or maybe prioritizing tank or healer.
Kael'thas. Yep. Not a surprise here. Definitely not a surprise on this map.
One of Kael'thas' better maps because he can throw his bombs out on those minions and have them spread to everybody on the enemy team.
Definitely. So let's see what the answer is from the side of Piecemeal. Looking at tanks here, this is a strong Diablo map. He's still made it through the draft so far. ETC to kick it off. And Gul'dan, another hero another mage who's pretty strong on this map.
Yeah, ETC, interesting that I have seen people use ETC as an offlane more and more, and certainly with the changes, him being so beefy can certainly work.
There's the Alex.
There's the Alexstrasza pickup. I think grabbing Alexstrasza in the 2-3 slot is smart, because now you can ban out Anna and keep her from being capped.
And Kime grabbing the Blaze. So, yeah, Gul'dan, ETC. ETC with the stage dive is definitely becoming more popular as an offlaner, and I think it's only going to grow with the changes, as you said. Gul'dan, always nice sustained poke here on this map. Even if your team gets driven back, he can snipe some minions, some of those last minions, pretty easily.
Yeah, he's pairing Gul'dan with something like Ariel. He's a really consistent battery for. He can just keep throwing out Qs and Es all day long and just do so much siege and poke.
So Anub'arak and Stukov being the final bans, that leaves both Ana and Ariel as options for these the side of Piecemeal here on their healing side. Thanks for the follow, Maxazillion. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to NGS play.
I think what they were afraid here is the silent E dropping on the onto the altruistic W, but there's the Ana pickup.
Ana and Yarel, I like it.
I personally think that Ana was way more threatening than Stukov for Alex as a team.
I definitely agree. Stukov's silence is a nuisance, but having one of your entire healing spells nullified is a pretty big deal for Alex, especially because it's her only way to really keep her heals going. And rounding up the draft on the side of Arrogant Nephalem, we got Maiev and Diablo. Diablo making it all the way to 5th pick.
Well, they had already picked ETC, and then they followed that up with a Yrel grab, so
yeah,
he's safe there. And Yrel, I think, is the most interesting pick here because Yrel hasn't been in a great spot as far as like her balance compared to a lot of the other offlanes. She's definitely fallen in popularity since her heyday.
Definitely,
and
but there's Kerrigan. Hey, I win that one. So any switches going on here? Looks pretty good.
Now, I've talked to a couple of people who play Kerrigan as a main, and they don't like to pick Kerrigan in the draft comp unless they get ETC and a follow-up stun, like a ETC Tyrande or a Gary Tyrande, something like that.
Yeah. Where
Kerrigan can follow that up on. So it'll be interesting to see how they can set up Kerrigan to get her stuns off and get success with just ETC.
Definitely. And I think the Yrel here is interesting for offlaning purposes because she is bulky enough. She can bully that lane against Blaze pretty well. She doesn't quite have the wave clear, especially until later in the game, but she can hold in and get those orbs as opposed to some of the weaker offlaners, maybe, perhaps, which this may be her chance to rise up. Definitely Melee is coming back strong with these changes for sure.
Oh, definitely. Like you were talking about Zagara and Zebo, how they got buffed. Offlane, they're ranged offlane, and they have to have something to compensate for the fact that that they have to walk up and grab those orbs now.
Yeah, definitely. So, chat, you've seen the draft. Let's see your votes in chat. Who's going to win? We got Piecemeal in the blue, Arrogant Nephalem in the red, and Monkus, what are you thinking here looking at this draft?
Well, I'm looking at what they have here, and I'm trying to find who has the higher burden of execution here, because generally that can help tell you who's going to win the game. I think just by virtue of having Kerrigan with only one setup, that makes it a little bit harder for blue to go than for red, who has a Maiev that can set up pretty easily for a Kael'thas.
Definitely.
And on the red side, speaking of which, for Arrogant Nephalem, we have Dekildan on Maiev, Null Pointer on Alexstrasza, Trabe on Kael'thas, Segatai on Diablo, and Kime on Blaze. I almost say Kime on Malthael, just out of habit.
Definitely. On the side of Piecemeal, we've got Dark Knight on ETC, Texam on the Kerrigan, Silver Jackal on the Ana, or on the Gul'dan, sorry, Zloth on the Ana. And where's the other one? Yrel, being played by MJ Doom.
Oh, looking at the talents, I have an interesting pickup already at the very start. Ana went Sleep Dart build instead of the more commonly picked Grenade.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And I apologize, chat. Give me just a second. My zoom out button is not working. But as we get started here, just a little brawl in the middle. Yrel and Blaze in the top there. And things are just kind of going. As
And
expected.
if you're looking for the orbs, so there's little purple things that get sucked in when you get within 6 range of them.
So early on, you're
And 6
seeing,
range is roughly the range that Tychus has.
yeah, you're seeing this back and forth here in the middle and the bottom, and Yarel losing. Well, not necessarily losing. The lane is pushed in more in her favor. And I'm curious to see how the offlanes start handling that.
Yeah, you're all safe to just soak at the wall. I think it's actually to the offlane's benefit to not clear out the minions
Definitely.
and to like let them kill each other and to just pressure the enemy off of the middle and the orbs. And that's an early camp pickup by Arrogant Nephalem. Very, very good job there.
Yeah, definitely. Their 4-man early on here, definitely the stronger of the two, I would say. Gul'dan's got a late.
Yeah, right now they have nearly a level lead.
Yeah. I am so mad that my button isn't working to zoom it out. Pardon me, chat.
I will say that. Go ahead.
I was just saying, pardon me, chat, while I fix my hotkeys here.
I will say that that Gul'dan is a very good mage to have into Alexstrasza because of how Alexstrasza makes her group up together and how Gul'dan really benefits from his E-build getting all those stacks early and often.
There we go. Zoom out feature fixed. Wasn't working because I'm fighting with another hotkey. Here we go. First shrine came up in 24. It is going to be a mortar shrine. And now since last NGS season, it may have happened mid-season, the Infernals were buffed on the side of the mortar and the Frozen, with the Arcane getting a slight nerf, and Kime is having to back for mana here, while Doom cleans up in the top.
Arcane got a significant nerf. It's arguably now the worst one to get.
Definitely.
The one you want nowadays is the Frozen one because of how it shuts off the
keeps.
the structures.
Yeah. And so it is Arrogant Nephalem first to the shrine, getting the nice early lead here on the clearing of the little skeletons. Piecemeal sort of working their way in slowly, waiting on.
But while this is happening, top lane is pushing in up here, so if Arrogant Nephalem is delayed on the point, then that's a lot of progress that can be made. But Dragon Queen comes out, that's pretty big, that's going to be control.
That's big, and Dark Knight just barely getting out of there. Yarel is doing her best to get out as well. And Yarel going with Aegis of Light here, giving ETC that extra armor to get out of there. Got Light of Caribor and Echoed Corruption at 18 stacks already here on the side of Gul'dan. With Progrock.
And see, this is what I was talking about how Alexstrasza is so powerful on this map. She goes to Dragon Queen, she gets you that extra push to get the last few minions that you need. You can't fight into a Dragon Queen like that.
Yeah, definitely. The breath is just clearing out so many minions, and her healing is just so amplified in that period that it's just hard to stay in there. You've got to get in there, either kill her quick or just bait it out early. And unfortunately, that didn't work out for Piecemeal this time. Infernal, Infernal goes on pretty quick though here, and they get a good little defense. Losing only the wall and half the health.
I'd say that's about 2/3 of the health there. That's about as good as you can get from a first Immortal.
Yeah, that's
or
a
first
good one
Punisher.
there. Taking camps down on the right side here is Arrogant. They've got bottom and right captured already. Bottom lane pushed in really well here. Meanwhile, on the top, it's stalled out in the middle.
One thing I will say, I really wish that the orbs were color-coded better.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell whose orbs are on the field, and I don't know who's missing which orbs. You know, when the minions are dying next to each other.
Yeah, especially from the observer side. When it's on your side, bright blue is or bright purple is yours, dark purple is the enemy's. But here it looks like
they're all purple.
Yeah, they're all just bright purple, from what I've seen. Yarel taking righteous momentum, gets the sprint hammer going. I love it. Some interesting things here. Kael'thas already done with Mana Addict. That's a huge thing on their side. Getting isolated now. Tribe in trouble. He's going to pop his shield and walk on out. Not enough. He's dropping low and is down.
Ooh.
First blood goes over to Piecemeal. 5, almost 6 minutes into the game.
He completed Mana Addict, but that extra shield was not enough to save him.
Not enough at all. Very good crowd control there. The sleep dart paid off. And now they're jumping on the Diablo here. Getting knocked back. Is he going to get the flip on ETC? No, he's going to get knocked back again. Dark Knight doing a great job on body blocking there.
That gets rid of Diablo cells. That's pretty big, especially given that they're about to hit 10 and the next shrine is coming up any second.
Yeah, 10's coming online now. Looking at Goldan going with Curse of Exhaustion at 7.
Curse of... That is interesting.
That's a very interesting choice.
Yeah, this was a pick that I used to see a lot, but more and more people have gone to either take the pure spell power upgrade, or if they're in the E build, the cooldown reduction on E.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the spell power. It's a little more risky if you're getting jumped a lot, but the damage output is just so nice.
What I will say is that what this does help them accomplish is give Kerrigan more ways to set up. That with them slowed down extremely much like that, then Kerrigan can easily land her combo and make somebody's day be pretty
Just
bad.
like that. Down goes Kime from the Curse of Exhaustion into the rail knockback. Followed it up right behind by Tech Sam's combo, and it paid off there, so maybe that's what they're looking for in this setup here. We have ults out. Anna hasn't picked an ult yet. We've got Maelstrom, Mosh Pit, Horrify, and Ardent Defender on the side of Piecemeal.
I don't know why she's holding on to her ult. There's really only one option here.
Yeah. You've got a Goldan.
You've got a Goldan, you've got a Kerrigan.
Yeah, it's Nano all the way. On the side of Arrogant, we've got Warden's Cage, we've got Cleansing Flame, we've got Apocalypse and Combustion, with Kael'thas holding his ult as well. I would not be surprised to see the Pyroblast here for the Ana. But meanwhile, Red Team taking the bottom keep, or bottom fort, apologies, as Piecemeal's going to take out the fort on their side as well. So a little bit of gain there, but not much really lost on the side of Piecemeal here, as they're over halfway done with this shrine as well. And with a Kerrigan, this will be done.
First shrine.
Yeah, this will be a big push with this first Immortal on the side of Piecemeal. But
And
they are
see,
down 2
while
fights.
Arrogant Nephalem has some pretty good shrine clear, their Punisher clear isn't that good.
No, it's not. So here we go, Frozen Punisher on the side of Piecemeal, going down the top lane. We've got a camp pushing down the middle for Arrogant to at least help stall out Yrel a little bit, but she's going to rotate up as well. They're going to go all in on this Frozen Punisher, and I don't blame them. This is a strong Punisher. It's going to disable things. They can dive in with it. They've got Mosh. They got Horrify. They're looking to get this keep.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to get the keep, but they are going to get the wall down and maybe both towers.
ETC gets in there deep. Doesn't pop the Mosh just yet. Getting flipped around by Diablo. There's the cage.
Comes out.
Here comes the Alex ult.
That's a big engage right there.
Nice turnaround on the side of Arrogant Nephalem there. They have completely wiped the floor with Piecemeal here. Keep the fort above, keep the keep above half health. The Warden's Cage just securing so much there as the Alex ult follows it all up.
And while this is happening, their camp is pushing in bottom. They might get a pretty even trade here if they can get out the towers down in the mid lane. Like, that was a very impressive turnaround right there. An amazing cage, an amazing follow-up with the Apocalypse. That's really good communication by Arrogant Nephalem.
Definitely, and the Phoenix dropped on top of it as well, and then Alex just kind of cleaning it all up from the air. Can't play Deathwing yet, but you can still get a dragon going. So Piecemeal,
you can get one of the two dragons. When Deathwing comes out, you'll have double dragon.
Arrogant taking the bottom camp. They might be looking to invade the camp here on Piecemeal's side. Piecemeal not showing at all here. And they are going to go for the engage, get this other camp here. That's going to put another camp down the middle as Piecemeal starts on their Bruiser camp at the top. Yeah, good call there, Mega Muffins. They didn't get the keep. All right, so
Yeah, he pretty much was prescient there with knowing exactly how that fight was going to turn out.
yeah. So kind of interesting what's going on here. Both teams are just kind of avoiding each other.
Yeah, and right now that gives the advantage to Arrogant Nephilim. They have a decent experience lead at full level. So right now they want to avoid fights. They want to wait till 16. While the other team, they really want to go in right now and fight them.
Oh, you're
Whoa,
right.
another big
Here's a big
cage.
fight.
APOC.
Down goes Goldan. Dark Knight's dropping slow, but Tech Sam is going to get locked down in the back. I was about to comment about Kime leaving behind the XP, but I think that more than makes up for it.
Yeah. Getting a double kill and possibly triple kill here. Oh no, the kill is behind the enemy lines.
The Killidan gets out. Yarel popping her own ult to survive there. That was a great flip by Diablo. And Yarel didn't have that ult. She was as good as dead there. Next shrine
Very
coming
much
up.
so. I think that's her only choice out of the two ults.
Definitely. You've got Arcane Shrine coming up here. Blaze is cleaning up top lane. Just that camp.
This is Arcane Shrine in the bottom lane. I think if Arrogant Nephilim gets this shrine, they might be able to win the game off of it because there are no walls, there are no towers. It's just a straight walk to that key.
And look at this, Kael'thas jumping over into the Pyromaniac and Ignite here in the late game. Goldan still only at 26 stacks of Echo Corruption. That's a huge deal right now. As far as damage output
he
goes.
needed to be finished with that. He needs to be done with that in half a level.
Dark Knight completely blocked out there by Diablo. The fear is not going to be enough to save him. And down goes Dark Knight. Doom is looking low. Sam is low. Jackson. Everything coming out here.
Reset.
Yep. Down they go.
My rule for determining how well Maiev is doing in a game is to count how many resets they get in a particular engagement. I think Takilton's doing pretty well.
Yeah, doing really well there. They clean up the they clean up the fight there, get it strong. They're gonna have an Arcane Punisher with a good 20 seconds of 5v3, maybe.
And I'm gonna spend another second talking about the Maiev play here. I always point this out, but a lot of Maievs will go Blade Dance, but they won't position themselves correctly to take advantage of it. Dekillian is doing the correct positioning. She's staying right up next to people and throwing her knives right on top of her, so she's getting the full benefit from her level 4 pick.
Yeah, definitely. Here we go. Diablo taking the devastating charge there. He might not even have the chance to finish it as they go in full health immortal here on the core. Core shield already dropping. Silver Jackal is caught out again. Down he goes, instantly deleted. And this might spell GG for the side of Piecemeal here in game 1. MJ Doom having to pop the ult again.
Without Gul'dan, there's just not any clear left for to get rid of the Immortal in time.
Yeah, definitely. And game
GG's
1 goes to Arrogant Nephilim. GG's are out.
Oh.
So let's take a quick look at the stats here.
Mega looks like he's tilted by some of the talent choices. And taking the root slow cleanse instead of the stun cleanse, and I'm gonna have to agree with Mega Muffin there.
Yeah, me too. Very interesting talent choices on some of these. Anna, the Sleep Dart build not paying off. They needed that extra AoE healing from the grenade to deal with the Kael'thas and Maiev AoE spam. Gul'dan's not finishing Echo Corruption was a huge part of where they were lacking in DPS that game, for sure.
Echo of Corruption, just for those watching, you're on pace if you have finished it by level 12 or 13. That is as late as you want to be finishing Echo of Corruption. It is absolutely mandatory to have it done by 16, or else you might as well have not taken level 1.
Definitely.
Kerrigan, the one thing I find interesting about her build, because she took most of the things I take in my normal Kerrigan build, except for the level 4. I always take the stacking Q quest at level 4.
Yeah, Kinetic Fulmination, interesting choice there. I don't play Kerrigan enough to really comment on it, but I'm going to go with what you know, and We'll go with that.
Well, see, she at level 7, she took the talent that gets her to ravage whenever she ravages somebody.
Yeah.
Generally, like you land your combo, then you ravage, and having a fully stacked level 4 Q quest that's a ton of damage up front.
Definitely, definitely. Well, stick around, ladies and gentlemen. We have Game 2 coming up shortly. Once we find out what it is, we will let you know. But hang out, stick around, enjoy the stream, and drop your comments in chat. Let's see what happens in game number 2.
Hello and welcome to another Battleground overview for Heroes of the Storm. Let's take a quick look at what you'll need to do to find victory in the Tomb of the Spider Queen. Tomb of the Spider Queen is a compact
Go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost ready here for game number 2, jumping right into it. Taking a look at the maps here. Arrogant Nephalem taking the claim on Piecemeal's pick of Infernal Shrines. Piecemeal opting to take first pick here in game number 2, so it is going to be Arrogant Nephalem with the pick of Tomb of the Spider Queen.
I don't think you're going to see necessarily too different of picks on this map. This is super strong for Diablo, Maiev, Kael'thas, Gul'dan, Kerrigan, all the greatest hits from last game. They slot right into this map.
Yep. Another one where Ragnaros would be an interesting change of the pace on this map. This is going to be a big one to see what these XP changes do. I don't think they're going to affect it as much because this is a map you spend a lot of time in lane for, so we'll see what happens here.
This is actually the smallest map, top to bottom.
Yeah. All right. And, looks like they are ready to go. See
So-
any changes? No changes on the roster side. So yeah, go ahead. I know you had something you wanted to add, but as we get ready to jump in here.
Looking at the stats from last game, I just noticed that Kael'thas did about 40,000 damage last game, and Gul'dan did about 20,000 damage. Arrogant Nephalem was just able to really leverage their team synergy. They had a much simpler burden of execution, which turned out to be get people in the cage, APOC them, and then blow them up with all that Kael'thas fire.
Just a nice ring of fire. But here we go. Draft is about to start. We're going to jump into Tomb of the Spider Queen. What's going on here?
So
you definitely
you
want a
think-
strong solo laner. You want people who can grab those shards and not die. And the biggest part is who can win the fights on the turn-in points.
My question is for Piecemeal is, what's the threat? What do you want to get rid of in this game that threatened you out last game? Is it Kael'thas? Is it Maiev? Do you think that Diablo on those rotations is going to be a problem to deal with? Pick your battle here on what you think was the biggest problem for you last game. Identify it and try to work around it.
Yeah, definitely. If I'm them, for sure, I'm probably going to get rid of Diablo. This is one of his strongest maps, especially in those little shrine turn-in areas. He can just bounce people all over the place into those walls, getting all that extra damage and stuns. I would put focus on either Diablo or Maiev as on a ban here early on, for sure. It's going to be Garrosh being the first ban on the side of Piecemeal.
And see, personally, just knowing Arrogant Nephalem, I don't think it's super productive to try to lock Sega out of specific tanks,
Yeah.
because he plays them all really well.
Nazebo coming out on the side of Arrogant Nephalem here. That's been a long time since I've seen a Nazebo as the first ban in a map.
He got the buffs, and this is, without a doubt, his best map.
Definitely. It's just so surprising to see. It's amazing how things change from season to season.
The game that I was watching earlier, at the 20-minute mark, Nazebo had 200 stacks and had more HP than either tank.
Yeah, he works really well in the 4-man now. There's the Maiev ban, yeah. Like I said, the spider buff has been huge for him, and it gives him a really strong thing in the 4-man. He can now rotate and just stack really fast, instead of having to just kind of hide away and soak and do a split pushing job. So here we go. Who are you prioritizing if you are Piecemeal here?
If I am Piecemeal, maybe you're worried about the. Yeah, I was going to say grab the tank. Johanna is super strong here, and she doesn't get bothered by Diablo nearly as much.
No. So Diablo's slipping through again. ETC is still up. Kael'thas is still up. The only thing they're missing from last game for their comp right now would be the cage. So let's see how arrogant Nephalem is going to be about their comp here. Are they going to go something similar? Go with the Uther Malthael. Oh man, I love it.
I think that they were afraid of the Malthael getting banned out, because what I was going to say is to grab their wave clear right now and grab that Kael'thas or Jaina.
Yeah, same here. But Uther's also been. I've been seeing some interesting things with Uther lately. I've been hearing rumors of an offlane Uther, main tank Uther. So there's some interesting ways he can be used these days.
I don't think we'll see offlane Uther here with Malthael in the fray, but yeah, Uther has definitely been a hero that has benefited the most from just community experimentation. He no longer just slots into that counter dive healer role. He has a lot of ways that he can play.
Definitely. We got Anduin and Kael'thas being sniped away by Piecemeal here. Anduin coming out for this one. Anduin's one of those healers I haven't quite figured out how good he is yet. He's got great against tanks like Garrosh or somebody who Stitches who can isolate somebody and get them back in the fight. His overall healing's not bad. But he's kind of like White Man, and he's got to stay close to actually get some effect out of his extra little auto attack healing. And Diablo being banned third.
I would say Anduin is one of the best, definitely the top 3 healers right now. He has the escape with Leap of Faith. He's got some amazing healing output, and he's got a root to lock somebody down and kill him.
Yeah, I like him myself. It's just interesting to see how teams using it. Light Bomb is really strong, especially if you have somebody who can really get into their line with it. Like an Anubarak pairs really well with him. Joe's really good for it too because she can just kind of walk into anybody she wants. But we've got Jaina and Raynor coming out, so they're going off tank Uther?
Uther is either going to be the tank or
the healer.
The tank.
There's no in between.
Because solo heal Uther is kind of rough, especially until Lunara.
Ooh.
I don't think you could pick a better DPS counter to Uther.
Yeah, definitely one of the strongest counters against him. We got Sam on the Luna. MJ Doom going down.
Now you gotta decide: do you stick Sega onto Uther and have Null grab a a different healer, or do you go with a?
It's gonna be Varian. So, this will be interesting.
Very interesting, because this is a very lockdown heavy comp from both sides. You've got 3 stuns for God, their name's slipping my mind.
Piecemeal.
Piecemeal for Piecemeal. No. Sorry.
Yeah.
You got 3 stuns for Piecemeal and a root, and on the side of Arrogant Nephalem, you've got Jaina's slows, and then the 2 stuns from Uther and Varian.
Yeah, the Uther Varian lockdown with Jaina, Jimmy, and then Malthael for cleanup post 10 is really interesting if they can pull it off. And I think if they can pull off the combo and make it work, they're going to wipe these team fights pretty quick. The problem is they have to get to everybody. They've got to get past the Haka and Joe. They've got to get to the Lunara. They got to get to the Kael'thas. They have a very strong front line on the side of Piecemeal with some very solid ranged characters behind it. And Luna's been looking good since her recent buffs as well.
Yeah, I talked about Burden of Execution last time. I think that this time the Burden of Execution is on Arrogant Nephalem to land that Variant Uther follow-up on Jaina.
Definitely. But speaking of Piecemeal, we've got MJ Doom. I'm taking it first this time. MJ Doom on the Dahaka. Tex Sam on the Lunara. Silver Jackal on the Kael'thas. Dark Knight on the Johanna. And Zloth on Anduin.
And for Arrogant Nephalem, we have Null Pointer on Uther, Sekatai on Varian, Dekiladin on Raynor, Trave on Jaina, and Kime on Malthael.
So here we go. The Deathwing intro there as well. It sounds like I was not looking that closely at it. But we got some sprays, we got some early throwing spells, and here we go. Kicking it off. Arrogant Nephalem up 1-0. Can they make this very intriguing comp work? I see what they're going for. But I feel like Kael'thas and Lunara with that heavy front line are going to be very hard to get to. So yeah, chat, let's hear it. Give your votes in chat. Let us know who you think's going to win based off draft.
Varian's going to be very rough to play until they hit level 4, and really until they hit level 10, because he's going to want that either the parry or the charge to be able to either stop the Lunara damage or engage on Lunara.
Definitely. Now, the bottom lane is definitely in favor of Kime, though. Oh, good snag by the Dahaka. Doom getting a little bit of damage there, but early on, it's got to be in favor. And Jimmy killing it, just rotating right down past it all, straight to the camp.
I think that's the right call there.
It is,
but
Jimmy.
Again, I would like to see offlaners really try to freeze the lanes a bit more, because like, if the enemy off lane doesn't want to fight you, you can just let his wage die and deny him all those XP orbs.
Yeah. So here we go. Just the 4-man rotation, top to bottom for both teams. Arrogant Nephalem a little bit behind in the the rotations, but they did send Jimmy down to do a little extra work. And Malthael's now got a camp pushing in alongside him. Very pushed up. Here comes Texam on the rotation. Gonna get the slows. There's the drag. Very
there's
nice.
The big stun.
The Kime's gonna get out as things are happening in the middle lane too. We've got Ayan loses, Ayan wins. We've got why pick first pick Uther if you're not flexing.
And one thing I did just remember.
There goes
Oh
Texam.
goodness! There goes the Lunara, and I missed that because I was too busy watching the super entertaining fight on bottom.
Yeah, that's a really good fight going on in the bottom lane. We'd have to keep bouncing down there a little more. Very good off-lane play by both of them. Uther did go Silver Touch Q Quest. Kel'Thas on the Mana Addict. Dahaka going with Tissue Regen. Very, very standard stuff here on both sides so far. And although Anduin went Renew.
No, it's no longer standard to take the double.
Really?
The double talent one. Yeah, they nerfed it so that the benefit that you get no longer outweighs the cooldown increase on the Q.
I missed that one. I'll have to take a look at it. But here we go. Got to fight over the top turn-in, and damage is going all over the place here. Kel'Thas Bomb's doing some work. It is Piecemeal who currently has enough for turn-in. Actually, both teams now have enough for turn-in.
Exactly enough.
Those last few. Kime and MJ Doom still going at it down the bottom. Piecemeal slowly getting their turn-ins. They're up to 50, or trying to get their turn-ins, I should say. They're up to 55. But the range on Jimmy being just enough poke to really be a nuisance here.
Yeah, that's what Jimmy does particularly effectively. He may not have the highest skill ceiling, but he's effective at just poking and running, poking and running.
No Pointer being very
Jaina
brave.
out there, and with the Jaina out there, he's essentially got that ace in the hole up active 100% of the time.
Yeah. Here come the level 7 talents on both sides. Chat pointing out Lunar going natural natural perspective and Blossom Swell.
Huh.
I'm a big fan of the PvE damage on Luna myself, especially on a map like this.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. I don't think I've ever seen someone not take that.
There's the dive, the taunt, and Kel'Thas gets exploded.
And that was a perfect execution of their combo that they need to do. That taunt and stun combo, just eating all of that damage from Raynor and Jaina.
Definitely, we're seeing again just how well as Arrogant Nephalem's doing on the rotations and Globe Collection. Jaina's already at 19 of 20. Kel'Thas is a little behind at 16 of 20.
They were one gem short of turning. Piecemeal was one gem short.
It was probably on that Kel'Thas. There's another dive onto
tragic.
Lunara. There's the stun, and there goes Lunara as well. They are executing this comp very effectively right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the problem there was that Lunara was in front of her wall while Johanna was in top lane.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of those, don't step in front of your tank, especially if your tank's in another zip code.
So big push going down the middle here with the Spider, opting to push down middle lane. As Piecemeal clears the top out rather quickly. They are going to get this fort. Going to have the early XP, the extra XP gain that you get from that. And they're already halfway to level 10 here. As Piecemeal are just now reaching level 9.
And they almost have a turn-in, but again, Piecemeal, they just need one.
One. All it takes
Everybody on Piecemeal has at least one gem.
Nephalem already rotating. They're rotating down here, checking this bottom turn in. Kime getting 15 dumped in. Continue this effective 4-man rotation between top and bottom. Jaina just making the wave clear so easy. She's finished her goals. Kel'Thas just needs one. And Kime is in trouble. Gonna lose these 15 gems here as he gets absolutely... So he tries to get off... Oh man, great play by Dahaka. He tried to get off last try, so Dahaka had the burrow up, timed it just right. Escapes it. As level 10s come online for Piecemeal, we do have Divine Shield, Warbringer, Rainer's Raiders, Ring of Frost, and Last Rites on the side of Arrogant Nephalem.
I'm a little surprised to see the Divine Shield. But I guess he didn't want to wait to see what Kael'thas picked.
Yeah. Light Bomb,
Just in
Thornwood
case he went
Vines,
Fire Blast.
Thornwood Vines without the PvE talent, that's even more. But I guess you gotta rely on your poke this time around. Blessed Shield, Isolation, and Kael'thas still hasn't picked.
But the thing is that the other talent, if you're being dove on by Varian, it gives you a way to avoid it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's the better option here in this case. Varian getting pulled around now, trying his hardest. Big Light Bomb gets off.
Big
There's
stun.
Pyroblast, and that's the Divine Shield. Jaina does go down though, but Varian's going to be next. Peaceful getting some work.
Pyroblast after Divine Shield was picked.
Yeah. Very interesting choice there, especially considering they've got Divine Shield, they've got Ice Block. Then down goes Joe with their last rites. They have a lot of counterplay to that Pyroblast. Varian can W out of it. His parry.
No, he can't.
Oh, he
Took
can't.
Warbringer.
Oh, he did take Warbringer, you're right. I forget about that. I always forget that that's been changed.
Warbringer, like, I think they're both valid picks here because Warbringer is going to let him get onto the back line so much easier.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was expecting a Pyroblast after they had picked Divine Shield. Like, I am surprised.
So here we go. Peaceful got another turn in after that. Gonna get back-to-back
I thought
turns
that was
here.
Arrogant Nephalem that got that
No,
one.
that was
You're right.
definitely the Arrogant Nephalem just gonna push top. Looks like they're just gonna try to counter push here. Stop this first spider here in the top lane. And Peaceful are doing some work, already getting that bottom fort down. They're gonna rotate right into the middle, let the spider do its job. Very pushed in on bottom. And that bottom spider suddenly becomes a very big threat.
I don't know if I agree with Arrogant Nephalem's decision to go all in top there because they did just lose 2 forts, but they probably were going to lose 2 anyway with how low they were.
Definitely. Here we go. This bottom spider well over half health here. Piecemeal is rotating to the top fort though. Gonna go pick that off while they clean up the spiders. I like that call. I mean, get that XP soaking advantage, and it's starting to pay off. They're now ahead in XP.
Yeah, and it's only going to grow. They now have the macro advantage, having opened up all 3 lanes up to the keep.
Yes, definitely. The only downside is it gets a little harder to get those gems.
And the orbs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the orbs. And the orbs now. But credit to both teams. The XP changes have not hit them very hard yet. They've picked very solid heroes for dealing with it. Their offlanes have been very good about grabbing that XP, even taking some tower shots to do it. We got the camp taken here by Arrogant Nephalem. They're going to follow it along. Oh no, they're going to rotate. Try to get these turn-ins. They've got 77 gems. This is a big time
they need to watch out because they might be mugged. And
there goes
Johanna just a second late. There's a stun.
Johanna just going to walk away. Play it safe. No need to die here.
Yeah, I think that was that last right was a little too greedy.
Definitely.
And I think bottom lane's going to clear itself out with Siege and Katas pushing down.
Yeah, bottom lane's no real threat here. Even it'll have enough health gone that it'll probably just die off on its own. Middle seems to be where Arrogant Nephalem's putting their focus, which I find a little interesting with that boss and that sitting in that top lane.
With bossing in the top lane, and they need to get the keep down here in order to get value. It's kind of interesting that they've opted to, instead of equalizing the pressure, they've opted to just get all the pressure they can in this mid lane. And that extra health on the keep walls and turrets is just not being able to make much progress there.
Arrow asking how the minion XP has been on the game side. Very effective on both sides, Arrow. Both teams doing a very good job keeping the XP and getting in on those. Very big Ring of Frost
there.
Dahaka dodging it again.
the only person that you absolutely cannot last rights.
Yeah. Very well done. Uther finally finishing his Q. Kael'thas up to 34 stacks of Mana Addict. That's going to be a nice shield there, and Piecemeal's going straight for the boss.
This is such a risky maneuver, but if they don't get punished for it, it's the right call.
They are up one hero. Not quite 16 yet, but it is giving AN a chance to catch up. Varian sniffs it out, but he's not going to be able to do much at this point. I don't think there's much Nephalem can do at all here. My only thing would be...
the right call for Nephalem. If they're not going to contest the boss itself, they should just take the bottom fort and start earthing now.
The only way that could have been better for Piecemeal is if they had a turn-in to go alongside it. Because a turn-in plus the boss with all the front walls down can easily end the game. But they've got a very powerful boss
almost always
here.
does, unless Deathwing pops out.
But here we go. Big fight in the top lane here. Piecemeal does have their 16s on. We've got Inner Focus from Anduin. And Fury of the Sun.
That's stun into boss stun and dead.
Dead Varian. Ring of Frost only hits once. Pyroblast being kept up as Kime very well, but not going to be enough. No pointer down low, Tribe is low to kill it in. Doing their best to poke away with Raynor. I think that the ult choice here should have been Hyperion, honestly.
I agree, but that's also just because I like Hyperion more.
Hyperion would have done a lot to stop that push there. Raynor's Raider just not being effective this match. I guess they were going for...
Raider's Raider is just vulnerable to people paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Oh hey, it's a very small PvE thing. Computer.
Piecemeal now has enough to turn in. They're going to run over here and drop it off. That's going to keep the pressure up against Arrogant Nephalem. Very well done. Kael'thas going to go start the camp as well. Bottom lane kind of frozen in the middle. Top lane pushing very deep. Kime needs to clear this wave out really quick to buy a little more time for that top lane.
Yeah, and it's really bad for Arrogant Nephalem because top lane has 2 buildings for Piecemeal, and that's just going to be constant catapult pressure.
Yeah. But here we go. Piecemeal gathering up in the middle. They're going to follow it in, try to take this middle keep, it looks like. They're going to let the top lane do its thing. Bottom lane just kind of going to push. Chat with the puns. Ring of Loss for Jaina.
Yeah, I think that this is the right call, defending this massive push mid, because top lane is going to be very slow. And, oh my! That's a pretty big Ring of Frost. Got 3 people there.
Anduin's down, Johanna's down. That's a great hold on the side of Arrogant Nephalem.
Don't chase!
No, don't chase. You've got a lot to clean up.
Oh, absolutely.
Top spider is still at half
now
health.
bottom spider. Bottom, and then lastly through top.
The Killin is going to start working on that top one. Bottom lane getting cleaned up. Going to save that bottom keep. Save the mid keep. All the spiders are down. This is Arrogant Nephalem's chance to do something to catch back up.
Now, were there people mouthing off about the Ring of Frost? Because that's just... this won them that engagement there.
Yeah, there was a comment earlier about Ring of Loss, but they definitely got value of that one.
Ring of Boss.
Ring of Boss. Here we go. Arrogant Nephalem going to get the turn in. That, if anything, this will help clean top lane up and push some waves back in their favor.
I mean, speaking of which, Kime, somebody needs to just go to top lane and kill those minions ASAP so that
they get a little more out of it.
Yeah. The last thing you want is to finally get the turn in and to have your minions spawn all the way back in your base.
And bottom one's going to be stopped again by the camp. Middle's going to be their focus again here. It's going to have to be, I think.
It has to be top.
Yeah. No, they are going top. Finally. Here we go. Arrogant Nephalem making the focus for top. Boss is up in a minute. This is a great call here.
Yeah. I mean, they have to alleviate that pressure that's coming in from top, and they're going to get a lot of extra minions from the boss just walking forward.
Oh, here it comes. Is Divine Shield up? It is. Wasted Fire Blast. Kime's still very low on health here. The poke from the side of Piecemeal is very strong. Jimmy's poke is just not quite enough, and Jaina, she's got some poke, but she's really got to be in there to really get anything done. And so they're just going to
both teams are on the cusp of hitting level 20.
Dahaka sniffs out Arrogant Nephalem. It may be not in his favor, but here comes the rest of Piecemeal to follow it up. Kime super low. Those flame strikes and bombs are just tearing Arrogant Nephalem apart right now. Ring of Frost goes out again, catches Dahaka, nobody else. There's the Light Bomb, Sigata, very in trouble. Very nice turnaround by Piecemeal. They almost got that Dahaka gank by Arrogant Nephalem, but here we go, back to the boss. Only 18 gems, so this is going to be purely a boss play. If you're Arrogant Nephalem, you have to know where they're going. You've got just a couple globes to get level 20. Your level 20s are up on the side of Piecemeal. Here we go.
Looks like they are going to try to contest this, maybe?
Throw pit? Are we about to have a throw pit? Here we go. Kime's going in. He's not going to be fast enough. Dahaka's going to catch this boss, and the rest of Arrogant Nephalem is dying. But Living Bomb is just spreading and spreading. Kime is low. Tribe is low. They're going to back out. Try to regroup before this boss comes. Varian's got 20 seconds still on his res timer. And here we go. Anduin's still holding his level 20. Dahaka going with Contagion. That's going to be huge into the Jaina Uther. Got Indestructible on Joe. Yeah. Intensifying Toxin, I can talk, on Luna. And Flamethrower on Kael'thas. He's already doing so much damage with those Flame Strikes. Redemption on Uther, no surprise. And here we go,
right
bosses
now,
on the core.
Matilda has to stay safe. She is all of their PvE damage here.
Yes. And here we go, no pointer, very low. Gonna pop the Indestructible. Unstoppable is popped as well. Down goes Malthael.
Buyback comes out. That's a not dead Malthael. But that is a dead Varian.
That's a dead Varian, and this is it. This is spelling trouble for Arrogant Nephalem. Here goes, down goes Lunar, down goes Joe, down goes Malthael again. They're gonna get the hold here.
They might be able to defend this.
Dahaka super low. Down he goes. They get the hold. Very well done by Arrogant Nephalem. Very good use of no one can stop death on the side of Malthael, getting right back into that fight. But Kael'thas still tossing out the damage. Zloth goes down as well.
Wow.
So unfortunately for Arrogant Nephalem, after all that, no gems to get an immediate turn in to push these lanes back in again. But they have a good push going down the middle. Bottom lane's finally pushed back more in their favor. They can get the camps, so this top lane is still pushing hard against them. Anduin finally choosing Desperate Prayer.
That is a bit of a surprise. I was always under the impression that Desperate Prayer was a...
It pairs really well with Inner Focus. You can cast Desperate Prayer, pop Inner Focus, and still get your Q off on as a heal as well. And you can even cast Flash Heal, then Desperate Prayer, pop the Inner Focus, and get another heal off as well. Cold Snap value. Yes, there was some Cold Snap value there. Very well done. Very good hold on Arrogant Nephalem. They steal the camp from Piecemeal. They're going to head over to the bottom camp here.
Yeah, they just want to paint the entire map blue right now. Get all three minor camps up. But Malthael showing top. That means that
Piecemeal know they have the advantage bottom.
Yeah, they're coming in.
Here we go. Dahaka and Joe are in. They're right on the Sega. And that's been the biggest thing for Piecemeal. If they get Sega out of the fight early, there's not much that Arrogant Nephalem can do to really fight at that point. The Uther can only do so much with his stuns, and then Jimmy and Jaina just become so exposed.
Yeah, without the Protected, by the way, Varian does not have nearly as much survivability.
Yeah. Here we go, though. Arrogant Nephalem going to push with the camp. Top lane still pushing in really hard. 2 catapults following in with this top wave.
Yeah, that is going to need to be dealt with sooner rather than later with the core already at 54%. That might take it, that many catas might take it down another 20% before it gets cleared.
The third one is on the way. Nobody from Arrogant Nephalem yet hearthing. They're going to do their best to get this keep, it looks like. Playing risky, third catapult on its way for that to that core. They're finally backing off here. Here we go, 2 catapults headed straight to the core. Third one there. No hearths, they're just going to mount it up. Kime's going to get there in time. That's going to get the cleanup. Good on them to recognize the backup. Not getting too greedy on that fort.
Well, now also, I was going to say they have to be wary of the back door, but if without Lunara taking the PvE damage, they don't have that super race.
No, they really don't. So something interesting. Kel'Thas sitting at 176,000 siege damage. Jaina with 146,000. But Lunara topping the damage for Piecemeal right now.
Oh yeah, she's just putting out all that pokey damage.
Definitely.
With unfair advantage. I was surprised that she didn't take abolish poison.
Same. That would have made
Not
Jaina...
abolish poison, abolish magic.
Yeah, that would have just made life even more worse for Jaina.
Oh no.
Here we go.
Oh no.
Engage on the Uther. Is he going to have time? He's not going to have time. He is going to be back up shortly, though.
Yeah, he's got benediction or redemption.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's just running away. Get out of Dodge. And Noel
is back up and
comes back
immediately
alive and is almost dead.
Good reaction there on the side of Piecemeal to pinpoint him as soon as he came back up. No old.
So we'll be at the 25-minute mark, I think, before Noel can die again. Safely die.
Yeah. It's interesting to note there are 3 ults down on the side of Piecemeal after that engagement.
Yeah, but they'll be back up shortly. Each is a 20-second timer. So Arrogant Nephalem has to press this advantage quick if they want to take advantage of it.
Dark Knight just turning around, walking right back into the team. Pops is unstoppable. Dahaka is here as well, and Arrogant Nephalem just kind of having to dance and wait for that perfect engage with their comp. They've got to find that perfect pick with their setup, and it's not happening here in the late game. They're just too
with
of a
this
front
top
line.
lane constantly pushing in. I gotta say that Piecemeal kind of has Arrogant Nephalem by the short hairs right now.
Definitely. Still 35 gems away, though. Like I said, the only downside to having the lane super pushed in on this map is you can't get those gems.
Yeah, I mean, Arrogant Nephalem is only really, God, math, 5 gems away.
Yeah. Re-engaging
4
on the
gems.
top. Lunara is missing. So this is Arrogant Nephalem's chance, but nothing coming of it again. Joe just kind of backing out.
They're just going for the straight-up turn-ins right now.
Yeah, they need some... They need the help of the spiders for that top lane.
Yeah, they need 6 gems, and there are
5.
4 gems top, and Null Pointer has 2.
Null has 2, to kill it in has 3. They've got 5 total. Sega being engaged on again. Dark Knight not letting him get away. But Zloth the only one following him up. The rest are following with the camp down the middle.
And see, this is a bit of a problem here because Arrogant Nephalem needs 2 people to turn in the gems. They need to have more of their gems on one person so they can just protect. Oh goodness!
Divine Shield comes out of the area and immediately dropping into the back line. Dark Knight doing everything he can to stop. There's a Ring of Frost. Dahaka going down super low. Dark Knight's going to live through it. Not much longer. Oh, there's the Indestructible. The Killidan's health went from full to empty to full, back down to empty in seconds.
And that is a dead deck.
That's a dead Uther.
But
That's
that
a dead
will be an alive Uther and an alive
Malthael's back.
Malthael.
And here we go. It's Malthael and Redemption Uther here at any second.
No, I was wrong. Uther did not have... I thought he was going to be back in time, but he's not.
He's not. So Kime doing everything they can. It's not going to be enough. This
and
should
finally, at the 26-minute mark.
That's going to do it.
Wow.
What a match.
What a match. And we're on to game number 3.
We got a game 3 here in the late night cast. This is wonderful. Let's jump into the post-game screen here and see what we got going on. Take a look at the stats.
I mean, I said the burden of execution was on Arrogant Nephalem, and yeah, they had a much harder comp to pull off.
And I don't know if that was necessarily the map to try it on. There's a lot more focus on the turn in and the wave clear there. Maybe something like Shire or something like that might have worked a little better. There was so much poke on the side of Piecemeal that the late game variant just couldn't get in there to secure that first taunt. Looking at the stats,
yeah, I mean,
Lunara and Jaina topping the charts on damage. Malthale and Kael'thas topping the charts on siege.
Johanna is just the wall standing tall. They could not get around Johanna to get to that backline very easily, and Uther cannot keep up with the Lunara damage output.
Definitely not. And it's a shame we can't see the amount of damage taken by the tanks anymore. I'd love to see where Joe is sitting. And Varian as well. There were some times where Uther...
Just look at how much damage she healed and shielded.
Yeah.
30,000. That's as much damage as Uther healed.
Pretty much. So we'll be back shortly. Game number 3. Get hype, chat. Here we go. All right, welcome back, chat. Here we go. Game number 3. Everybody get hype. Let's do this. Monkus, you psychic. Monkus the Psychic here with the call. Dragonshire picked by Piecemeal.
I knew that Arrogant Nephalem was going to go first pick, and I knew Piecemeal was going to go Dragonshire.
All right, let's see. What's going to happen here? Dragonshire, this will be an interesting one to see the XP changes in effect, because that middle lane can sometimes end up getting ignored if the fights go long enough.
Well, and before XP changes happened, Dragonshire was there with Braxis as one of the 2 maps where it's like, okay, you don't have to win the offlane, you just have to not lose. Yeah. On this map in Braxis, you have to win the offlane.
Definitely, and I'm looking forward to it. This is a fun map to see what offlanes and creative things people come up with. You see some really interesting comps, especially in the 4-man for this map. You see a lot of weird Sergeant Hammer comps. You see anything that can really hold down and push that bottom lane super hard. Get full control. The 3 camps that push that lane. All kinds of things can happen here to make this map really interesting. And it's game 3. So somebody's got something in their pocket that's going to be different and weird and try to catch the other team off guard. So I'm really looking forward to this. Sylvanas, definitely.
If one team goes Sylvanas Deathball, they're just going to win.
Yeah. So here we go. Know nothing about either team. Just want to balance the vote and cheers. Yeah, we got a lot of people on either side. I need to get my bot set up for some NGS voting. That would be awesome. The bot is off, unfortunately. I should turn it on so we can get some Kuko spam for this Game 3 hype.
Looking at the 2 teams, and it looks like Arrogant Nephalem has slightly better avatar synergy with only Segatai not using an appropriate card lot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's...
Shame on Segatai. Shame.
You gotta have that portrait synergy.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's one of the most important aspects of proper NGS etiquette.
Here we go. Bot is online. Let's get the Kuko hype going. Game 3 Kuko hype. Let's do it. For those of you who don't know, I've run a lot of Zelda speed running randomizer stuff on the side, so that's where the Kukos come from.
Those Kukos are very angry.
They are. They're excited for Game 3. I'm ready and excited. Teams are taking a quick bio break. I don't blame them.
In that case, I'm going to grab a Coke.
I'm impressed, though. 2 games in roughly an hour. Game 3 might finish before 1 a.m. Central. But here we go. We're waiting. How's it going, chat? Hope everybody's night is going really well. Ah, you're back.
And
everybody is aware of your back. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's 12:14 here. I need some caffeine to stay up and watching this.
Yeah, definitely. And here we go. Oh, I almost timed that perfectly. Dragonshire 1-1 Piecemeal versus Arrogant Nephalem. Here we go. What kind of things are you looking for? What are you looking? I'm hoping to see somebody pull something out. It is early in the season. A lot of teams don't like to show their crazy things this early in the season, though.
I'm looking for a hype 30-minute game where there are no structures left, and the dying throes of one man finally kills the core.
Over and under on how long it takes for the first dragon to be captured.
12 minutes.
12 minutes? I can go with that. I can dig it. So I get Nephalem with the first pick here. Gonna see what they're going with the ban. Like I said, it's hard to say. It's early in the season. Do you show one of your pocket strats so you don't start the season out with a loss? Or do you go safe and just pull it out the good old-fashioned way?
I think if you have gone to Game 3, then that means it's time. Like, if you have dropped a match in a set, it's time to pull out, your pocket strats.
So let's go. Junkrat banned again. No surprise there. He is in a super good spot. Another map where I wouldn't be surprised to see Nazebo or even Zagara banned out for that top lane.
The Maya of respect.
Getting the respect here.
Now, I disagree about Zagara just because of the XP changes. It's so much harder, for her to push in and get those orbs.
Rexar banned, not a surprise at all on this map. Probably one of his strongest maps besides Braxis.
Mm-hmm.
Just dominates that top lane. Although you have the option to first pick him, which tells you that somebody on Arrogant Nephalem probably doesn't feel comfortable enough on Rexar to take him here, or they've got something in mind.
Yeah, I bet it's because Keyman wants to play Malthael.
I can see Malthael here. There's the go. Bless you.
Now,
sorry for everybody's ears.
Excuse me there. Now, excuse me, sorry. That Johanna ban, I'm just going to say this might be a case of overthinking something. Because if Arrogant, and I'm going to ask Arrogant even with the Garrosh, if they weren't going to pick Johanna in that first pick slot, then I think you shot yourself in the foot because of how effective Johanna was for your team.
Yeah. I'm surprised with as often as they've kept an eye on that Garrosh, too, that they let him through this game. There's enough little spots where Garrosh can get somebody over a wall of trees, get him over the wall of the hedge into the knights at the bottom. But we got Anduin and Kael'thas coming out immediately on the side of Piecemeal.
Super highly contested picks.
Kael'thas.
The Kael'thas has done work, and so far, Kael'thas, 100% win rate.
Yep. 100% win rate tonight. Yeah. And the team who has picked the map has lost both matches tonight.
So one of those things is going to have to change. And there's the Uther again.
Uther Garrosh this time.
I think Uther worked much better with Garrosh than
Varian. Not having to
Varian.
go you don't have to go as deep into the line to do it. Here we go, third round of bans.
And also, you're not having to worry about Johanna just being there all the time. Now, this is the part, if you're Arrogant Nephalem, you look at what happened last game, and you say, hey, we have Uther. You know what we don't want to face?
Lunara. Let's see if they go with it. The Jaina ban, very respectful here. This is a really good map for her. It's ETC. So let's see, does Piecemeal pull out the Lunara again?
I expect Lunara again. I mean, Kael'thas, Lunara, and Anduin worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
Now, ETC can give Garrosh a decent amount of problems, but
I also like to give them credit for picking pretty much the same hero so far. I'm not having to change much on my end. What do we got? Lunara Arthas. Oh, I love that combo with the Kael'thas. So text him on the Luna again. Dark Knight going with the Arthas.
Is that offlane Arthas or main tank Arthas?
If it's Malthael, probably main. I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll have to see.
I think that's main tank Arthas with the idea that you don't want to flip Arthas into your team.
Yeah, I would say he's main tank here as well. It just allows Luna and Kael'thas just to do so much. Jimmy Sylvanas, there's your death ball.
Mm-hmm.
Trave taking the Sylv with Jaina being taken out of the picture to kill it and back on the Rainer.
Now, Piecemeal, are they aware of the death ball strat? Are they going to pick someone who can double match Malthael with a double soak? But on the flip side, the death ball is a hard strat to do.
Zagara.
There it is. You were right about the Zagara pick.
She can rotate between the lanes. She take that Nidusworm and she can split soak better than Malthael can. Probably. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't really gotten good feedback on how she's doing since her recent changes, so we'll see how this goes. All right, chat, you got your picks, you got your drafts. Let us know in chat who you think is going to come away with the Game 3 victory. Big hype here. Let's take it to town. And Monkus, how are you feeling on this one?
Oh, this is tough call because on the one hand, you have a really strong pushing comp with Arrogant Nephalem, but on the other hand, you have some of the best counters to that. Lunara is a Uther counter, just straight up.
Yeah.
And Zagara puts a lot of pressure on Malthael. It can be very hard for him to respond unless he freezes the lane.
I really like both these comps here.
Oh, and I know Mega Muffin is probably going to say comment something about how you don't take Sylvanas and an auto attacker because Sylvanas is the auto attacker.
Ah. All right, let's kick it off.
At least that's what he always tells me.
We've got my UI going all over the place here. There we go.
I can hear the game, but I'm stuck on the loading screen.
Oh, okay. Well, then I got this. Zlothon, Anduin, Silver Jackal on the Kael'thas, MJ Doom on Zagara, Darknet on Arthas, and Texam playing the Lunara. Null Pointer on the Uther. And we got a fight right off the bat in the middle. Sekatai on Garrosh, Tribe on Sylvanas, Dekilladin on the Rainer again, and Null Pointer back on the Uther.
Alright, I just loaded back in. Everybody, I can see everything now. And yeah, I think the chat's right. Akid says Greymane is better than Raynor. I think that for this comp that they're running particularly, or they have more of a dive-heavy interaction, that Greymane would have fit a little bit better. And are they going to miss that soak? No, because of the XP changes, they're able to come down and pick up that about 5 out of the 6 orbs. Yeah, and taking Uther with Garrosh out and think about it, I don't think that the armor stacks like that.
Capture the shrine.
They might, I don't know.
The Dragon Knight's power and lay waste to this forsaken kingdom.
Oh goodness, I forgot. Area Nephalem is about half a level behind right now in experience. I don't know if that's because they haven't been getting the soak yet. It looks like Piecemeal has been able to move somebody mid and pick up that soak while all of Area Nephalem is still bottom. That's now a full level advantage that they have. They're going to miss that entire wave mid. That is about 8, 9. Oh no! He flipped a minion! Yeah. That is exactly what Arrogant Nephalem needed. They needed something to equalize the kill count and the XP, not having anybody up their top to soak, missing that. Forcing Lunara out there can allow them to maybe get a camp or take the bottom. And flipped over Arthas, he's deep in, that should be dead. Looks like they're going to be able to capture this bottom point maybe. And maybe get the Dragon Knight already at 4 minutes.
I accidentally turned my...
No, Zagara
trying to fix everything
not
else.
going
Sorry,
straight
Kat.
up to the top. And Anduin blocks Kime, and I think that'll be enough to stop it. Yep.
Yeah. Chat not enjoying a lot of these talent picks here, and I apologize. Trying to fix my stuff here. We lost Monkus. Monkus was the only one talking. Welcome back. I am still stuck. I can't believe I forgot.
Kime's super low at about 500 HP.
So game 3, off to a good start on the side of the teams, off to a good start on the side of the streamers.
Builds here. Zagara opting for Serrated Spines, which is harder to get stacked up in the solo lane.
And then the bio drop as well.
Both things that are very hard to do when you're only fighting against one person for 90% of the time. And it looks like Piecemeal has both caps. It's looking to make a play here.
Rotating in on Sega again. Arthas is right on. He misses the root. Sega doing a good job dodging things there as Kime gets control of the top again. Rotates in quickly on MJ Doom. Uther, or Jimmy's showing up there as well.
What Jimmy could have done right there to really help Kime out is just take out that well.
Yeah.
Not enough people gank that well. It's hard to respond to, and it really makes your job a lot easier in the off lane.
I like that, Mega. Place your bets. Is Zagara going to finish the level 7 quest? I'm going to say no. Sega dropping super low again here.
And right now, Piecemeal missing some bottom soak, and Arrogant Nephalem is going to miss some top soak. Nope, Malthael comes up there. And this is going to give them the XP advantage after he picks up these orbs, unless he dies. Yep, level 10s are coming out.
Here we go. Divine Shield Warlord challenge.
Pyroblast again, and Divine Shield again. Nidus Worm comes out.
Wailing Arrow, Last Strike. Rainer's Raider again.
Yeah, she likes that talent. And it's by no means bad. I just, personal preference, I prefer the Yamada Cruiser.
Well, and the
Oh, and they're trying to sneak out this bottom bruiser camp. If Arrogant Nephalem can sniff this out, maybe... Oh, can he get there?
Garrosh throws him off, not fast enough, though. But Dark Knight's in trouble on his own.
If he had been a quarter second faster, then that would have been tragic for Piecemeal.
Lake Wells here, wet, refreshing, quinchy, and no, you don't get everywhere. Big fight here. Kel'Thas Living Bomb going off. Meanwhile, Zagara dying in the top lane. Luna going with Leaping Strike this time is going to finish off the Garrosh.
Yeah,
very nice fight.
They used Divine Shield to save Gary from getting stunned, and as a result, Sylvanas ate a pirate in the face.
Yeah.
My strength is renewed.
You know, it's so cool when they
It's-
explode.
And that is a bottom fort already down. We're at the 8-minute mark, and still no Dragon. This game might drag on for a little while longer before we finally see.
No, you said it was 12
The Dragon
minutes.
Knight.
I bet it's going to be 12 minutes. Zagara up to 34 stacks on Serrated, 0 stacks on Bio Drop. Arthas at 15 of his quest as well. 80 stacks on Frozen Waste. Uther done long ago with theirs.
Oh
Here
no,
we go.
looks like they're getting that cap.
8.5 minute cap for Piecemeal. Here we go. First dragon is on board. They've already got that bottom fort down too. So they're going to opt for the middle. Kind of waiting on their minions to show up here. And they're taking it to top.
Good old top lane. With that
Game
Bridge of Death that
Thank you.
everybody loves.
That was a 2-for-1 Power Blast earlier there, Mega. Getting that top well, that's going to help MJ Doom out a lot in that top lane battle.
See, this one Blackman, just get rid of that well. And he's like, okay, I got the well. I got rid of the important thing. Now,
Make it-
peace out.
Punt it away. So far, not much going on with this dragon. They got the wells. That's big deal here. That's going to give them a lot more lane pressure during the objectives. Dark Knight got thrown in again, taunted. He gets pulled out by the Anduin. Here comes the Pyroblast straight towards Garrosh. Gonna be just enough health to eat it.
Dope Pyroblast, Garrosh.
But Divine Shield saved.
I'll say that Garrosh works pretty well against Lunara because the slow poison just means that his armor builds up more and more.
Yeah. Kime dropping super low bow drop.
In a little bit of trouble.
And one stack.
Oh. Kime starts to feel pretty brave because he got the invulnerability. And then he just saw it. He takes a look at that fight and says, "You know what?
Dark Knight gets thrown over again. No wall, but he's gonna get out. Not get out. I'm sorry. Gets stopped one last time with Last Strides being cast just enough. So that's 2 stacks of that for Kime. But Sega super low. Luna gonna pick off the Sylvanas there.
That's a lot of their damage gone without the Sylvanas and with Last Rites on cooldown."
Yeah. Zagara out of mana. Still has 1 stack of Bio Drop. 54 stacks on Serrated from there. And Arthur's almost done with his quest as well.
Power gathers within the shrines. Seize them and become the new dragon.
Yeah, she only needs to hit 11 more heroes.
If she had mana, that'd been a great time to hit him there.
If she keeps on this pace, she'll be done in an hour and a half. I kid, but that is an exceptionally hard talent to finish in the solo lane.
It is.
Like, you just... Oh, and as I say that, she lands the Vile Drop onto Kime.
That's 2. Quick look at the stats and everything. Forget what's going on here. Zagara actually leading in hero damage.
Yeah, she's getting a lot of that poke onto Kime, who has a lot of sustain.
Kime having to hearth out again, so MJ Doom's going to get a free capture of the shrine here.
Like, if you look at the healing stats,
yeah,
Kime has 3,000 less healing than Uther does.
Minion XP this time heavily in favor of Ergot Nephalem. But Mercenary XP heavy in the favor of Piecemeal, but Dark getting thrown again, gonna get yanked out. Sega on fire. The bomb doesn't get spread this time, and zombies are popped. It's gonna be a battle over the Dragon Shrine here.
No Pointer still hasn't picked his 16 yet. And unfortunately, Sega's been having some trouble walking into their backline because he keeps having to throw Arthas, who is very hard to kill.
Yeah, and I think Luna and Arthas have a lot to do with that as well. The slows are constantly coming out from Lunara. Sega going down super low. Arthas is on top of him now. There's a light bomb. The vulnerable gets popped, but it's going to be Kime that suffers for it. Down goes Sylvanas as well. Luna's going to pay for her aggressiveness. But everything here going Piecemeal's way. They'll gladly sacrifice Lunara for a near 5-man wipe. And there's the Pyroblast. Divine Shield is down. Goodbye, Noel. His body just kind of flops into the air there. And here comes an uncontested Dragon Knight going towards the bottom keep. This is huge for Piecemeal.
Mm-hmm. With the timers what they are, this could very easily be a game. But they don't have Lunara, but still. And Zagara's in Dragon Knight for some reason.
I think she was unavailable while they were finishing off the kills. They're gonna take out the well here.
Why they're not just going straight to the core, but I guess they just want more pressure.
Yeah,
and it is a 14-minute Dragon Knight.
The red team's core is in charge.
The keep is down. Top fort is super low. Dragon Knight is down. And now Eek making some good points. There's not enough bursts to kill the Arthas. This actually may have been a good game to go dagger on Sylvanas. If there's one thing that dagger does, it is chews through the health of tanks, if you can get it stacked. And with somebody always being thrown
Well,
to you,
the
you're
Q
guaranteed-
build shines really early game and really late game. Because if you can, and it's also, I think, the harder of the two builds because you have to land all 5 shots on the same target.
Yeah.
Now they could get some equalization here. They really need to get rid of at least one of the wells down here.
Those Flame Strike's doing some work again. Sega getting choked down yet again here. But the cleanup and the defense here, very well done by Piecemeal. Kime just suffering the hits here. Luna's cleaning up the camp. She went with the Blossom Swell build again as well.
Oh my.
Sega
with 120 HP.
Luckily no bombs
It
nearby.
won't be long before the
There's a little
shrines are
golden
ready
thing
for the
following
taking.
Rainer there. I don't know what that was.
Did
Did you see that as well?
Are you talking about the circle? No, it doesn't have a circle. I have no idea.
No, there was like a little golden star following him for a second. Probably just a glitchy Rainer Raider. It was interesting.
Could be. Because
here we
I
go.
do not see anything.
No, it's gone now.
Control both shrines.
And level 20 advantage has arrived.
Level 20 advantage. Kime gonna take the first try, but Zagaro's already up here. We've got Desperate Prayer again. We've got Flamethrower again. Endless Creep. Legion of Northrend. And Intensifying Toxin. That Endless
They
Creep
cannot let them have this.
is going
They
to
also
be
don't have to
very
fight.
good. But Doom can't afford to die here. That could definitely give some kind of advantage. Jackal caught out now. Kime doing some work, but it's
Yeah, keep.
Dark Knight
all
that's in
that.
trouble.
Wow. And
What a
Arthas goes down.
Kalthos is down
Kalthos
as
goes
well.
down.
Malthel. Still got the 20
Oh no,
advantage.
but the core!
The core is getting
core!
pummeled. And nobody is
GG.
hurting. That's it. GG's. Winions do it here.
Red team's core
One more
is under
rock.
attack.
One more rock. And there it goes. And it's the Winions that win game number 3. Wow.
All them rocks. All them rocks.
All them
I
rocks.
was like, oh yes, everything's going arrogant Nephilim's way. Things are turning around, and nope, all the rocks.
All the rocks there. Let's take a look at the final stats here. Very entertaining third game, but everything just kind of went Piecemeal's way
Yeah.
from start to finish. Zagaro paid off there. And top siege, top hero, doing a very good job against that Malthale. Not one of those heroes that Malthale can really stick to because of all the minion damage coming out from her. Big question, how far did they get on the drop quest? It doesn't tell me. I didn't see
she
it. The
certainly didn't complete it, I'll tell you that much.
Well done. We're going to see if we can get a member of Piecemeal in here for a quick interview. But it is Piecemeal taking it there. 2-1 in the final after this huge game 3.
Huge game 3 taken with the MVP winnage.
Got a message dark instead. Let's see if we can get him in here. There he is. He's in coin toss. I'm just going to drag him down here. There we go. They've got Dark Knight, the assistant captain of Piecemeal, here with us.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, man? What a match.
Yeah, it was a really good set.
So how you guys feeling? That's a good start to the season there.
Yeah, definitely. The first match, it was a tough. Overall, the series was a pretty tough fight, and so they took the first one, and so we were really, proud that we were able to take the second 2 games and come back and put together a good set for our side.
Definitely. So, fun fact, Kalthos had 100% win rate tonight.
Yeah.
So let's talk about game one first. Didn't quite go y'all's way. Arrogant Nephilim kind of took it to you guys on shrines, but you end up getting some good. Did you guys get a good feel? Were you just kind of feeling them out that game? What was?
Yeah, I think just it's the first game of the season. You know, it's kind of feeling out what's going on. We were running kind of a set, comp that we were kind of comfortable with, but their comp really had provided a lot of counters for a lot of what we did, and they did a really good job of putting together a good match that particular game, and really made it difficult. And so, yeah, that was a tough match that first game.
Definitely, and then jumping into game two on Tomb, you guys pull it out. The Lunara Kael'thas combo just doing so much for you guys, especially doing Uther. What were you thinking seeing that Uther first pick?
I mean, I play Uther a lot, and as a Uther player that I play, I hate seeing Lunara. I hate seeing this type of dot kind of poison damage, and so I was like, make life miserable for Uther, and so that was kind of the strategy we kind of went with that second match.
Yeah, definitely, and it worked out great for you guys. Tomb, you guys kind of had control of it for most of the game, and then game three, everything just kind of fell into place for you guys. They didn't really have an answer for you guys. They got a couple of picks, and that last team fight went in their favor. But overall, you guys took it to them. The Uther again getting hard countered by Kael'thas and the Lunara there.
Yeah, and so once we saw Garrosh and Uther, we kind of had a pretty good idea of what we wanted to follow up with. Johanna was banned actually by us, and so I know that Arthas, you can play Arthas, like a more squishy Joe against Garrosh, and so he's not a good target to throw into your back line, and so that was the idea, is he's going to throw me into the back line. Keep me up. And there's a few fights where, I was pretty close to dying. I thought I was going to die a few times. I did die in some, but we were able to trade really well. Yeah,
the biggest thing that came out of the two drafts was you guys picked enough to keep them from executing what they wanted to do there, and Arthas plus Lunara, so many slows that just don't allow Garrosh and Varian to really get into those backlines.
Yeah,
and same with the Joe in the second game. So, yeah, well played, well executed by you guys, well executed by both teams. Those were very entertaining. Great kickoff to the season for both teams. Really could have gone either way. Monkus, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I had a question. What would you say was the key to your successes? What do you think was the thing that clicked? Was it in your team comp, your strategies? What was it that turned you around and got you the wins?
I think just making sure that we just understand what's going on in the match. I think in the first match, we kind of tried to press the issue a few times, and they had a really solid comp in that particular match, and the room for error, the margin for error in that particular match was very small, and so when we made mistakes that gave them an advantage, it really punished us. Whereas in game 2 and 3, we just made sure to say, hey, just make sure we're doing our game plan. We're following what we want to do, and not so much trying to play their game. Let's play our game.
Gotcha.
Well, congratulations on the win again, Dark Knight. Good luck to you guys the rest of the season. Take it to them.
Thank you very much, and thank you for casting. And we'll look forward to future games as well.
Definitely.
All right, thank you.
That was Dark Knight, assistant captain of Piecemeal. Winners tonight, 2-1 over Arrogant Nephilim. I was joined tonight by Monkus.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, catch him on Beast Coast. Catch me on Calculated Throw. Catch any of our sister teams, Arrogant Nephilim, 2C2T or CTHD, throughout Nexus Gaming Series. Have a wonderful night, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow night with a cast for Soak Every Lane versus Deviled Kegs out of Division B. And again on Thursday with Who Knows Gaming versus Necrofin Murgles. Have a good night. Thank you for the follows, Shives and Zloth. Ta-ta.